Have you ever found yourself dreaming of a trip to Russia? Well, today we're going to turn that dream into a real plan. We're going to chart a perfect 10-day journey through its two most incredible cities, from the imperial power of Moscow to the elegant, artistic soul of St. Petersburg. You know, for anyone thinking about their first trip, this is always the big question. Do you go for Moscow, the historic, beating heart of the nation? Or do you get lost in the beautiful European-style canals of St. Petersburg? It's a really tough choice. But here's the thing. What if you didn't have to choose? We've put together a perfectly balanced 10-day trip that gives you the absolute best of both. So let's dive right in. Okay, our adventure kicks off in Moscow, the massive, mighty capital. For the first 4 days, we're going to jump headfirst into the very center of Russian history, culture, and power. So here's the game plan. Day 1 is all about arriving and getting your bearings at the iconic Red Square. Day 2, we go deep inside the Kremlin. Day 3 is for soaking up the city's amazing art scene. And then we'll have a final morning before heading out. I want you to just picture this. You've just landed in Moscow, and your very first experience is walking through Red Square at night. You've got the crazy, colorful domes of St. Basil's Cathedral all lit up, the massive Kremlin walls glowing, and the fancy gum department stores sparkling. It is, no joke, a magical way to start the trip. On day 2, we're going inside those famous walls. And you have to remember, the Kremlin isn't just some old museum. It's a living, breathing fortress and the actual heart of the Russian government. We'll explore the incredible Cathedral Square and then the Armory Chamber. The treasures in there, from imperial carriages to the famous Fabergé eggs, are just breathtaking. Day 3 takes us to one of Moscow's most beautiful and surprising artistic achievements, and you'll find it completely underground. They're not called the underground palaces for nothing. Right. This whole day is about Russia's passion for art. We start by touring the Moscow metro. Seriously, every station is like its own little museum, with chandeliers and mosaics everywhere. Then we'll head above ground to the Tretiakov Gallery, which has the best collection of Russian art on the planet. And if you want a truly mind-blowing evening, try to catch a ballet at the legendary Bolshoi Theater. And just like that, day 4 is our travel day. After one last morning in Moscow, maybe a nice walk through Gorky Park, we hop on the high-speed Supson train. It's a super comfortable 4-hour ride that zips us from the heart of Russian power to the elegant Venice of the North. You feel the difference the second you arrive. Welcome to St. Petersburg. If Moscow was all about power and history, St. Petersburg is about elegance, art, and this undeniable European charm. It's a totally different vibe. So, what's the plan here? We'll kick things off by exploring the city and its canals. Then we're dedicating an entire day to the massive Hermitage Museum. After that, it's all about imperial palaces and the city's history, with a final day to relax and soak it all in. Your first day in St. Petersburg is really all about just breathing in the atmosphere. Take a walk down the Grand Main Street, Nevsky Prospect. Get your mind blown by the mosaics on the Church of the Savior on Spilled Blood, and you absolutely have to take a canal boat cruise. It's the best way to understand why they call this place the Venice of the North. Okay, for day 6, you need to be ready. We're talking about one of the giants of the art world, the State Hermitage Museum. It's inside the incredible Winter Palace, and its collection is so enormous that spending a full day there barely even scratches the surface. And what you'll see inside is just unreal. You'll find masterpieces from basically every major period of European art history. We're talking rooms with works by Leonardo da Vinci, Rembrandt, and then a whole wing with an incredible collection of Impressionist paintings. It's like walking through a textbook, but way, way better. On day 7, we're taking a day trip to see how the Tsars lived. First up is Peterhof Palace, known as the Russian Versailles, mostly because of its absolutely spectacular system of fountains, the Grand Cascade. Then it's on to Catherine Palace, which is home to the famous Amber Room, a whole chamber that was lost in World War II and has been perfectly recreated. Day 8 brings us back to where the city began, the Peter and Paul Fortress. Inside, we'll see the cathedral where nearly all the Romanov emperors are buried. And after that, we're going to climb the colonnade of St. Isaac's Cathedral for what is, hands down, the best panoramic view of the entire city. This all sets you up for day 9, which is your day of refinement. A perfect chance to go back to a favorite spot, maybe check out the Fabergé Museum, or just wander the canals one last time. All right, so we've got the dream itinerary all mapped out. Now for the nuts and bolts. How do you actually make a trip like this happen? This is your essential toolkit for getting it done.
First things first, and this is a big one, the visa. For a lot of nationalities, getting in has gotten much easier thanks to the unified e-visa. You apply for it online, it's for a single entry, and it lets you stay for up to 30 days. This is a real game changer, but you absolutely have to check if your country is eligible.
Here are a few more quick tips. For sure, use the Subsan high-stage train to get between the cities. In Moscow, the metro is your best friend. It's super efficient. Learning even a few basic Russian phrases goes a long, long way. And listen up, because this one's important. The entire Russian railway system runs on Moscow time. Always, always double-check your train tickets.
Now, this part is absolutely non-negotiable. Before you plan a single thing, before you book anything, you must check the official travel advisories from your home country's government. Things can change, and you need to be up to date on entry rules and safety. It's just smart travel.
So, there you have it. The itinerary, the toolkit, the whole picture of what an absolutely phenomenal 10-day journey through Russia's cultural capitals looks like. Really, the only thing left to do is start your own adventure.
You know, a trip like this is so much more than a vacation. It's a real gateway. It opens your eyes to this vast, complex, and fascinating culture. So the real question becomes, where does your journey take you next? Maybe the legendary Trans-Siberian Railway? The adventure is only just beginning.